there's just this. So something doesn't mind. Something nothing doesn't mind. You know, any opinion is okay. Any suggestion is okay. If something says, but I want to seek, I want to meditate, that's okay. You know, there might be an assistant in doing that, assistance happening to meditate. It's okay. It's beautiful because it's still an expression of that which isn't separate from anything. So in a way, it's unconditional love. So unconditional love has no conditions. No, we shouldn't do that. No, shouldn't. It doesn't mind. Even though it is sin that seeking will lead to nothing. It's beautiful. If it continues, it may continue until it dissipates and it's recognized that there wasn't anyone who was doing anything. It was just already that which is being sought for appearing as that. So it's always just this. There's nothing doing anything already.
In the illusion, certain things I think I should do, right? I think I should get some cardiovascular exercise. Yeah, I used to ride my bike. I don't ride my bike anymore. I think I should run. I think I should lift weights. And now that I'm getting older, um, but I find that even though I might say, okay, I'm gonna start doing this every day. I'm gonna start doing this 3 times a week. I don't. I just don't. And there's other things
Don't do
like
it.
just there's other things like reading Nisargadatta or having these calls or meditating every day, which I tell myself I should do, and I do, 100%. I never miss it. And my will, you know, I don't know. There's lots of things I should do. I should read War and Peace. I should spend more time with my wife. I should, whatever it is. Um, but then certain things happen and certain things don't, that almost appear that are beyond the control of my will, that we find ourselves doing things, right? And other people are
Yeah.
probably like, I should meditate. I should lift weights, and they find themselves lifting weights and not meditating, right? I don't know.
Those desires may seem to be separate desires according to separate different characters, but it's just one desire. The desire to lift weights, to meditate, to go watch a movie, spend time with your wife, to go and do anything. It's just this desiring. But it seems in the story, it seems as if it's you, it's it's the character's desire to do whatever that needs to be done. But it's just this the totality as it is.
Right. But I guess what
Is
I'm trying to point to is something more like fate. You know, there's something happened to you. Maybe you noticed. That same thing has not quite happened to me. Maybe you also noticed. You know, there's all these things in my life that are very unique, you know, in terms of
yeah,
work and everything else. um, that's here and not over there, right? That's not with Ricky, right? Ricky's got, amazing, strange things happening in his head and his experience that just as easily could have been me, right? I could be homeless and schizophrenic, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Almost like there's no me here anyway, and there's no controller, but it also almost feels like there's some sort of fate. There's almost some sort of pull or pattern that our illusory lives are going to follow. And, you can't make Ricky be Nkosi. And the idea that Ricky should be Nkosi might be a little ludicrous, given what appears to be happening, for example. You know, I don't know. It's when we think about our lives and where we're sort of destined to go. My father, all his life, was worried about doing what God wanted him to do. He was
Mm.
he was really interested in the rosary and history, and he was uncovering things that had never been uncovered before about the history of the rosary. And he said everything he knew could be summarized by this one picture made 500 years ago or something.
Mm.
But
It's beautiful.
he felt to the core of his being that it's his responsibility to do what God wanted him to do in this life. And it was almost like he didn't want to die until he had it done, you know. Just overwhelmed with this responsibility to do what God wanted him to do, right? And my mother's the
Mm.
same way, exact same way. She feels like she's an instrument of God to help people in Central America, get them food and medicine and stuff.
Mm.
And there's this huge should. There's this
Mm.
huge should that is sort of bearing down on the both of them. But to me, it seems like life will unwind the way it does everywhere that it does, you know. And
Yeah.
although we try to, in general, the spiritual community tries to make more Nkosis. If the world needed more Nkosis, there'd be more Nkosis. We don't really have much say, you know,
Yeah.
really have much say. I mean, I meditate like I go to the bathroom. Meditate. If I don't meditate, I don't feel good. If I don't go to the bathroom, I don't feel good. Ricky doesn't
But
have that Ricky problem. Go ahead.
uh, about doing the will of God, you are always doing the will of God because you are God. Your will is God's will. There's no separation. We
Yeah.
might say there's no purpose, yet we may talk about the apparent purpose. That's exactly what seems to exactly what you seem to be doing. That's your purpose. That's God's purpose. Because you are God.
Right. Including the seeking.
There's no God apart from you,
Right.
and there's no you apart.
Including the seeking. Including the
Sorry?
should. Including the seeking and the shoulds.
Yes, exactly. That's God's will. You want to spend time with your wife, it's God's will. You want to go and lift weights, it's God's will. Gonna go and watch a movie, it's God's will, because you are God.
Right. And if I want to kill a man, apparently that's God's will too, huh?
Yes. You never really kill a man. If I may say, no one dies because there's no one who's living.
No wonder they killed all the prophets. Start saying shit like that.
No, scary stories, there might be scary stories in the story itself. Good stories, stories of love, but love, and scary stories. But at the end of the day, they are still stories, still appearances in this